Come on in the room, family. We have some good news today. Come on in the room. Welcome. Check in and let us know where you're hailing from. And as you're checking in, I'll just give you 1 minute of the song. Come on, family.
Pruitt, shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day.
Well, family, come on in the room, check in. We have so many things to talk about. I'm glad to see you all here. Today is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December the 2nd, my grandfather's birthday. God rest his soul. This is 2025 and the time is 11:17 a.m. What a great time to start. Keep checking in, family. We got some good news today, something we've been talking about. But first, let's listen to this brief clip that I did just a few days ago. Listen here. That's documented. It was determined by the world courts that the Black people here, or African American people here, most of them did not come from slave ships. They're not from Africa. They originated from here, which is Turtle Island, or the land of the Moors, M-U-U-R-S, also known as Amorica or America, and that they had to have their land restored, their identification restored, and their wealth restored. And not only the copper-colored races here, look up the Webster's definition for American. 1828, Webster's definition for American is the copper-colored races found here by Christopher Columbus, but now applied to Europeans. So it was determined by the world courts that Verdiacee and L. Turner Bay won her claim in the amount of $85 quadrillion, and that when the United States Incorporated is dismantled, all of the Moors, the so-called Black races, copper-colored races, African-American, Negroid people here will be paid out. That's documented. It was determined by the world courts that the Black people here, or African-American people here, most of them did not come from slave ships. They're not from Africa. They originated from here, which is Turtle Island, or the land of the Moors, M-U-U-R-S, also known as Amorica or America, and that they had to have their land restored, their identification restored, and their wealth restored. And not only the copper-colored races here, look up the 1828 Webster's definition for American, and you will see that what we've been saying is the truth. So I'm going to bring on some special guests today to talk about this. But before I bring on a special guest, I just want to let you all know that what I've been talking about is the truth. And we have somebody to confirm it. Yes, indeed. You can Google it. Colombian President Gustavo Petro stated that Black people are the only true Indigenous people of the Americas. He addressed the entire world when he said only the Black people are the true Indigenous peoples of America. Now I can bring you up some documents to prove that, but I'm proud of that because I'm Colombian, and I've told you that my great grandfather came from Colombia and married a woman from the Blackfoot tribe here. He came here from Colombia to the North America to Cleveland, Ohio, married a woman who is my great grandmother, and they made beautiful, beautiful babies, and they made babies that made me. And my Colombian great grandfather is the one who taught me about precious metals when I was just 6 years old and left me a few medals before he passed on. So I am so proud of my Colombian heritage and proud of this Colombian president that stood on principle, stood on his square. And even though it's true that he was given a broader speech, it's just interesting that people are highlighting how they can't believe it's true. This president actually said that. And just this morning I was praying to my great grandfather because I believe in acknowledging the ancestors. Yes, I pray to the Creator, to the Most High. But I was talking to my great grandfather and I said, "Grandfather, lead me, show me the way. I have some questions about some things. I need you to speak to me this morning." And lo and behold, I stumble upon an announcement that Colombia's president told the whole world from the United Nations that Black people are the true indigenous of the Americas. You can see the article right here. This was updated November the 15th. So it happened in November. But I'm just seeing that he's actually confirming the reports that we've been sharing. And I told you all that Empress Verdiacee, or Verdiacee, some people call it Verdiacee Gaston L. Turner Bey took the United Nations to court. Not the United Nations, United States of America, United States Incorporated, the corporation, to court. And she said, "You all have stolen the land here from the copper-colored races that people call Black. But you all have to know that I have the allodial title." And she won her claim in the amount of $85 quadrillion and said these people that came here stole from us. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring on some of our friends with our Chief Max in the back. But Chief, I want Chief Mac to see what I'm talking about here. Chief Mac, Chief of the Soul Tribe, and Jacob Bey also is in the house. He's the one who did that beautiful speech, that beautiful lecture the other day about what's going on, breaking down codes, rituals, magic of the Illuminati or magic of the Boule and secret societies, and how they have cast spells on all peoples of the world, but specifically they were targeting us, the indigenous copper-colored races. And when you target the original peoples, once you get rid of them and you target them and you keep them under a spell, then in fact what you're doing is you're enslaving everybody. But let me just show you all the rest of that article right quick before they come on and give their thoughts on this. Colombia challenge, the country of Colombia challenge Columbus's myth. Okay. I don't know what Columbus thought when he came here. They say he's challenging Columbus myth, but actually, if you read some of the documents of the people that came with Christopher Columbus, they said the indigenous people here were red, tawny, brown, copper colored. They had high cheekbones. They described us wide noses. So this president stood on his square and he said that only the Black people are the original indigenous peoples of the Americas. And so in this article, when they talked about how the Colombian president said that, they started actually bringing up other information to confirm what he said. They showed the New Pittsburgh Courier that came out on October the 6th, 1945. And they show how in this book called History of Mexico, Volume 1, it devotes a considerable space to the prehistoric Negro in America. And it mentions one early Negro god, and it says the Negro god's name, Extilton. And it talks about how in his Atlantis 1882 book, they talk about proof, indisputable proof of Negro idols. Okay. Then it goes on and talks about the ancient American monuments that undoubtedly represent Negroid people or Negroes. This was before Negro slavery was even introduced in the region. So all this malarkey and story about we came from African slave ships is finally being revealed as being lies. Where are the slave ships? There are none, because they didn't exist, at least not the way we've been told. And in this abstract that they brought on in this article to confirm what the president said, they said there was an article that examined a constellation of historical claims from Latin American ethnologists early Spanish explorers and diffusionist scholars asserting that Black or Negro people existed in the Americas prior to the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, we know that this is the truth. I'm going to put this article in the description section for you so you can hear the speech actually coming from the Colombian president saying that the Black-skinned people are the only true original indigenous people of the Americas. So we know that long before slavery, before Christopher Columbus, and before racial science hardened into a rigid category of who was Black and what Black was like, ethnologists and historians recorded the existence of Black-skinned, woolly-haired people throughout the Western Hemisphere. So this information has been suppressed. You know it, and I know it because our great-grandparents and grandparents told us. You got Indian in your family. You're Blackfoot, Cherokee, Choctaw, Washita, Ashita. Remember? It's suppressed history, but no longer will this happen. And here you can see, here's the video. Here, what the Colombian president actually said, only, and I quote, only the Black-skinned people here, those who are ancestral here for thousands of years have been here. That's what he said at 10:30. And then he goes on to say, only the Black-skinned people are the original indigenous people of the Americas. So they go on here to talk about all the works that confirm what he say. They talk about Negroid physiology and many of the figures that they've had and the statues that they had throughout history and so many other things to confirm it. But I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to allow our guests to speak. Welcome, Chief Mac and Brother Jacob Bey. Chief Mac, what do you think about this?
Great. Thanks for having me, Dr. Kidd.
You're welcome.
Welcome again, Brother Bey. Let me tell you something, guys. You know, we are moving over into the golden era, which is a true organic republic. And for those of you now that the so-called Black people, and I really want to give, the reason we still use the term Black because some people don't, it's just to bridge the gap. We're not Black. That's when I say so-called Black people. Because Black, we didn't know of that word 70, 80, 100 years ago. We never knew the word Black. So we're moving back to an organic republican, and that organic republican was built by the indigenous so-called Black people in America.
Yes, sir.
We are the true Republicans. And so right now the world is getting ready to get a history lesson from the true people of the land. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow, guys. I get it. You've been deceived and you've been lied to for many years. And
yes,
we are not malice or facetious in our approach to tell our story.
No.
But if the shoe was on the other foot, you will be doing the same thing that we're doing. You'll be doing the same thing that we're doing. Because for so many years, we have been ostracized, talked about, ridiculed, persecuted, defamed, mocked, and teased by the whole world. Our true identity, history, heritage, and culture have been given to us in the opposite way. And all we're doing right now is we are speaking our heritage back and taking our rightful place as the Empress and Empress of America, which we are.
You know, speaking of that, Chief, when who was Empress Verdiacee L. Gostin Turner Bey took the United States Corporation to court, it was determined that she did have the allodial title to the land, that we are the autogenous, indigenous, original peoples here. But the World Court went a step further. They determined that it needed to be documented. So then in 1985, the United Nations declared that the Black people, also known as African Americans, are the true indigenous people and the oldest indigenous people on the planet, right here from America, the oldest indigenous people of the planet.
And so I got 10 minutes to talk, and I got to get out of here. So I'm going to say what I got to say. And I know Brother Bey going to take off from the free throw line to finish it off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You said you only got
So
10 minutes. So let me
yeah.
show
So,
people. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
was
because
I
you
was I was gonna say.
go
So
ahead.
back in 1980 or 81, my dad, he told me two things, and I haven't forgotten about them. First thing he told me, he said, "Son," he said, "do not become a Mason." My dad told me that.
Hmm. He said not. He do not do what?
Become a Mason.
A Mason.
He told me that. He said that he had to. I found out through another buddy of mine, a friend of mine, that said that my dad told him that he had to change his name to get. There were some things, and to brothers and sisters who were in it, to each his own. But I decided to honor. Now I have an understanding of why my dad said that.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing my dad told me, and this had to be at least 1980, 81 when he told me this. The second thing my dad told me, with a smile on his face, gleaming, he said, "We're Indians." And I found out later on that they had made laws
Hmm.
against our grandparents saying that they were Indians. So for those of you who say, "But no, y'all can't be Indian," those people with long black hair, the so-called Native Americans, they're the people of this land. Well, I'm gonna explain to you who these people are. They're not the people of this land. They're simply Mongolian Asian that mixed in with the Spaniard conquistadors. They're that's who they are. And these are the people who we call the $5 Indians, who are pretending to be us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they're not the true people of this land, because when they came here, we were here already. So these are pretendians. And and pretty soon they're already busted already, because it's coming out like wildfire that we are the true indigenous people of America, which we call Time-Americans. We have gone by many different names, not just Indians, not just Moors, but we just over the thousands of years. We've been here for thousands of years. We would we the Aztecs, the the Egyptians, all of that. Matter of fact, they took everything from here and took it over to Smithsonian. They
Mm.
took it over to Africa to make you think that that was the land. They did it. They did a really good job. They spent billions and trillions of dollars to deceive the world. And even though they spent all of that money and everything, it was written that we're going to find out who we are. So what's happening right now to any of our nation or race of people, uh, the truth is going to come out, because it was written that it come out. It's
Yes.
that time that it come out. We are the true people of this land. We sprung up. America is the oldest land than any other land. That we're not Africans at all, period. Those are the whole other gene. And I got some information, Dr. Kidd, that I'm going to pull
Yes.
up about who these Africans are. It's going to blow your mind.
Ooh.
I got
Ooh.
something that I'm going to show you that,
Please.
and what we need to realize is that there were the Anunnakis and the beings that said, "Let us make men in our image." And not every man is made in the same image. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to tell you guys that not every man is going to go into that. It's not made in the same image. Not every man is made equally, like you have been taught and learned through religion.
Mm.
We predate all religions, all ideologies. We predate Christianity, Islam, all of we predate them. When we were first made, we wasn't attached to anything. We
Chief
wasn't
Mac,
attached to anything. Yes, sir.
can I throw this at you?
Yes, sir.
Genesis 1:26, God said, "Let us make mankind in our image," and
I like that.
mankind is kind of like a man.
No,
He's
no doubt.
he's an image or a reflection of you.
Mm.
Okay, so if you look at somebody that's in the mirror, like the man in the mirror, he does not have your essence. He does not have your soul. He can only mimic what the original man can do.
I'm glad you said that. I mean, that's like I said, we feed off each other, we bounce. So You have man, then you have mankind, meaning a kind of man.
Right on.
You know, and Brother Bay, we get it that it's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it,
It
for people?
is.
It's a hard pill, and we get it. And we don't say this to try to put people down or anything like that. The truth must be out. It's time. It's that time for it. And if you know who you really are, and I'm gonna tell you something, the so-called Jews,
Mm.
and we talk about Jews like gems and Jews, are us. So if you want to go to the Bible and saying that these people are to be protected at all time and at all costs, and the very people that the world have been sticking it to it, that was the apple of the great spirit, the Most High's eyes, are us. And if you have benefit from our demise, if you have benefit from our demise, and you don't want the truth to be out there, then you're setting yourself up for danger, a spiritual danger and a physical danger. Because we are, Dr. Kid knows that, I know this, and Brother Bay knows this, and we don't believe it. And this is why we operate at a high vibration, because we know that what goes around comes around, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
We can't do no evil and wrong to people. Why? Because we're not trying to repeat this ghetto. And we,
You
in
got that
fact,
right.
we're going to turn this ghetto into our heaven. So, contrary to what you heard about me, or what you may hear about Brother Bay, or what you may hear about my sister, Dr. Kim, are all false and lies. I am a righteous man. I know that Brother Bay is a righteous man. I know that Sister Dr. Kim is a righteous woman. And we got the Trinity right here as righteous man
The
and
Trinity.
woman who are righteous people, and righteous people are around. We know righteousness when we see it. We don't go around here lying on people, sleeping with other people's men or women. We ain't telling no lies, because we know that we have it in inheritance and in abundance that's due to us, where we don't need to look over to the left or the right in somebody else's yard to try to take what belongs to them. We know this. We know that we are the indigenous and indigenous people of America, really meaning that we are those angels on earth. I'm sorry to tell you guys,
Yeah.
we don't do religion, we don't do politics, the educational system, all of that was soul traps. And the truth is coming out about the black, so-called black man and black women are those so-called Indians, all those Moors, all those Egyptians. We are all of that, all those
All that.
Aztecs. We're all of the above. We have been going, but we're the only people in the whole world that have been going by so many black, colored, Negro. Oh, why do you think that is? To try to conceal our true identity, people.
That's right.
And until we are put back on top the way we need to be, this world will continue to be in chaos. And the reason it's out of order right now is because we're not in control. And once we are put back at the top where we should be, and then you may say, oh, y'all think y'all this, or who made y'all this? It's coming out. If we are, because the land pass was Brother Bay, you know that's it. The land pass is going to show us that we're more closer than we thought we were. If the land pass is going to show us that how in the hell can we have come from Africa when we got thousands of miles and acres of land that's in our name from our great grandparents.
We do.
We were farmers. That was the true wealth, was the land. So how do a slave come to America? But yet, who sold slaves thousands of acres of land? How could you make it across those waters on a wooden boat with those currents?
We didn't.
If you believe that, take you another trip to Africa on a wooden boat and see that you don't find your ass pushing up daisies, because you're going to sink down to the bottom of the ocean. And in fact, you'll find out the people who came here on the so-called ships, what we call Jesus ships. And the numbers don't add up to the amount of people you claim that came to the Americas based on those numbers in the boats. It don't add up. So all of the lies have been expelled. All of them right now, that the so-called black man and black woman are the true indigenous people of America. I am grateful. I am honored that our story, we are telling our story, and the world is listening to the so-called black man and black woman. So thanks for having me on, Dr. Kid.
You're welcome.
Brother Bay, go ahead and take off from the free throw line.
Before you go on, Brother Bey, can I show you? I just want to show y'all something right quick, because you mentioned about the classifications. Here it says why these sources matter from the same article that I put in the description section. It says across the Americas, racial classification systems intentionally collapse indigenous people's identities into the categories Negro, colored, and Black. They did this intentionally, like you said, to confuse us and to disinherit us from the land. As United States federal and state governors enforces reclassification, evidence of indigenous peoples with Africanoid featured phenotypes became politically inconvenient, leading to denial, suppression, and academic silence. But before slavery, before Columbus, before racial science hardened into rigid categories, explorers, ethnologists, and historians recorded the existence of black-skinned, woolly-haired people throughout the Western Hemisphere. And I'll yield the floor.
And let me say this one last thing before I go, because once I said that, I'm going to drop down in comments and I'll listen to Brother Bay. But I'm angry. I got a chip on my shoulder, which you should. Want to know why? Because every time they have an event, a crisis event, it's really a psyop and a hoax. Okay? Every time, the bigger the event is, the bigger the hoax is. So say, for instance, I'm a 911, right?
Yes.
It was just a ploy. The whole thing was a movie projection. It was a movie setup. It was actually controlled demolition. No planes actually hit it. Those planes were CGI. It was a whole movie production. The people in there acting like they were coming out with dust. Those were crisis actors with a company called Crowds on Demand, hired them people to act like they were coming out and dust. Nobody died. I'm sorry. Now, they did all of that to do this. They stole $270 trillion from the Indigenous Trust account. So they had to make it so big, they went and stole funds from our state. Okay? You want to know why? I said, I'm angry about that. And the indigenous people of America, stop coming at each other. You should be angry about that. Second thing I'm angry about is the reason why most of us are in the jails in America is because we are POWs in our own land.
Prisoners of war.
So they attacked, they brought out the crack cocaine, which is a military operation. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. Attack on all the indigenous people. Okay? And so they created that and put laws on the book, created these federal warehouses, and hired the police to be that gangsters to kidnap you in these cars and put you in these federal warehouses for profit. Because when you're in these damn jails, they pull the money out of our trust accounts to feed the whole world so they continue to bring other foreigners over here to live off us. And I got a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And I don't have time to be going back and forth with my own brothers and sisters. Period. So I'm a righteous man because I know too much. And I'm teaching people. The world is learning from me. You, Dr. Kid, and Brother Bay.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm angry about that. Because this is why many of our brothers and sisters are in the prison system. Then they go to jail. If they don't have any family to check on them, they put them on drugs and mess their minds up and open them up to a spiritual world that they cannot handle with a carnal mind. And now they got legions of disembodied spirits that tagged onto them that's running up and down these streets right now today. I'm on it, and I get it. So I don't have time for no bullshit to play with nobody that don't fuck with me. Excuse my French. I'm a very passionate man because I know too much.
Yes, sir.
So the whole world is living off us. The United States Corporation is bringing them all over here to take our place and hire and put these people in our community as infiltration.
Yeah.
Okay then? As infiltration. I'm on it, and I know better. It's time for us to stand up as righteous men and women so we can bring righteousness not only to ourselves, but to the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then another thing that kind of disturbs me is whenever I talk about this, about us being the autogenous people, which means we sprung from the soil, and the indigenous people on the planet, some people get angry with me. And I'm like, I'm telling you my story. This is my family told me who I was. I'm not saying something that I think is true, but I'm just excited when I see proof, in articles and world leaders like the Colombian president saying that only black-skinned people are the original indigenous people of the Americas. And before that, you had Putin to come out and open up vaults and say the people and the characters in the Bible were black-skinned, dark-skinned. Jesus Christ himself, that character in the Bible, was brown-skinned. Even the Bible explains him as being copper-colored and hair.
Can I tell you this?
Yes.
The soil on the land is, you have black soil, brown soil, you have tan soil, you have red soil, but what you don't have is white soil. You have sand, and sand makes glass, and glass breaks.
Well, the sand from the earth, as with my studies, the sand, when you take sand and you put it on a microscope, it looks like glass. But sand is really dust. It's brown because it's the color when these angelic beings came and cut down these giant trees. The dust from that created the sand of the earth.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
That's where sand come from. And so they created the water, all of the lakes in Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. Those were created lakes that hide these megalithic structures and pyramids are under Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario. They were created. So that's where sand come from. And diamonds don't come from Africa. Diamonds are bits and pieces of the firmament. When they shoot these rockets up in the air and they bounce off that glass dome and you got the crystals come down, those are your diamonds come from. That's why diamonds are so hard.
And guess where the largest diamond mine is in the Americas? It's in a place called Murfreesboro, Arkansas. And you break it down in 3 parts. Murfreesboro, land of the free Moors.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, this is
if anybody wants to book a consultation, if you want to book a consultation with Chief Mac for anything, you might want to get a trust from him or just consult with him, you can contact him at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. I just want to say that before you leave, Chief. Go ahead. I'm listening, family. So
I love it how we feed off each other and we bounce off each other. And this is what we should be doing instead of preaching hate. And this is not hate. This is truth. We speaking right here. This is truth. And I'm just excited to see my brothers and sisters, putting out this information right now. This is why I've been saying it's an exciting time to be alive when you are connected to the right people and source. And the source is within us. The source is within us. He said, ye are gods.
Well, you know what, Chief Mac, when you start talking about Tamerica, not America, but Tamerica, they took away the T and made it a cross and put a dead man on it.
Ooh.
Look at you, man. Now you're going deep. And since you want to say that, they told you that United States, that the USA was in Jerusalem. Let me tell you how they told you that. If you spell the word Jerusalem, the word USS is right in the middle of it.
USA, yes.
JERUSALEM. They said the USA is in Jerusalem.
And wait. Now we're going to iron sharpens iron. Watch this. In Louisiana, the oldest indigenous people on the planet, right in the middle of Louisiana is USA. And USA equal 41.
Come on now. Don't play with us, man.
King.
Don't play.
Dr. Key, I sent you an image of that Louisiana license plate. So
okay, hold on 1 minute. Just as Brother Code One Film, he also he goes by the name of Moadib Al-Bey, something like that. And he did a show for us a couple of months ago. He said the 19th war President Donald John Trump, Al-Kahuni, is the only president to take inventory of the Pharaoh's gold in the Grand Canyon. Yes, that's true.
What's up, brother? How you doing that, brother?
Al-Kahuni sounds like that. Now, people have been saying, who is this Trump character? Who's under that mask? Al-Kahuni is, and it sounds like an indigenous name. Y'all can help me out. What is that name? Do you know what kind of name is that? Jacob Bey, do you know?
I don't really know too much about Al-Kahuni.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay,
I'll ask.
But I can tell you this. His name is Donald John, and his vice president's name is J.D. Vance, J.D. And I know that D and J is 14. Right? And you know what I said about 14, and they're the opposite of you. 41. King. Make America great again. Put the A back into the equation. You're no longer U.S. citizens. U.S. Put the A back in it. Now you're no longer going through your trial period. You are now going back to being wearing your crown again. That's what this is about. And the land has to be restored back to the indigenous people. That's why they have a real estate president, Donald John Trump, to give you back your real estate.
Wow.
Yep. Real estate, which is that trust fund account.
And the land. And that means everything that's on it and everything that's in it.
I'm going to ask Chief Rod Hayes tonight about that Al Kahuni name, because I think he said mentioned something to me about who he is and why he was the one chosen. But like the brother just said, Moadib said that I've learned that from somebody who was in the banking industry, that he's the only president that asked for inventory of Pharaoh's gold in the Grand Canyon. I heard that from Bix Weird, and that's Bix Weird is he might be from German descent. He was an ex-banker. He has a show called Road to Ruta, Roota. Man, he's not indigenous, but he keeps his eye on what's going on with the gold along the Gold Canyon because he's into the this area, gold and silver area. So, Chief, people are saying in the comment section that they're going to get in contact with you. Some of them said they have reached out to you and they're awaiting a response.
I'll be contacting. I just had a brother Jay I talked to. I'm so excited about Brother Jay. He and I did business, and I talked to him about an hour on the phone. The spirit is right, and he is excited, and I'm excited for him. I'm a righteous man, and I'm helping a lot of people. And there was some people out there trying to put shame on my name and tell them lies about it. It's not going to work. Doing too much. So reach out to me. I'm going to be getting in contact with some people, and I'm just excited for the indigenous and cosmos people. I'm excited for all people because we're all under bondage, no matter what color you are. We are all under bondage. But the indigenous people of Thai America, Turtle Island, is going to stand up, and we're going to be back in our rightful place. And being back in our rightful place don't mean we want the best, the worst for you. We just want we want to get our place back, and we want fairness for all people. Okay, so that's what it means, guys.
And you know when.
I'll take care, Doctor. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna go out. I'm about to get my full body massage. I'm doing self-love and self-care.
Okay.
I'm gonna do
Peace to you, brother.
I'm gonna do the hypothetical oxygen.
He about to go get his toes curled.
Dr. Kid, that man, Dr. Kid, you need to talk to him off camera.
Okay.
He's just cutting it way too bad. That's why he don't want to put his face in the camera because he cold-blooded. He cold-blooded.
Well, this morning I'm looking like buckwheat.
He said he's looking like buckwheat this morning. I called him this morning and I was like, "Oh, guess what just happened?" He was like, "Oh God, we got to talk about that."
Yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Okay, but y'all take care of those guys. I come down.
Okay, so we'll see you in the comment section. Family, I see some of you are enjoying this live, and some of you are sending me a blessing. I appreciate that. Let me see. Let me go ahead and acknowledge you. Who is that here? Chief Mac sent me something this morning. Thank you, Chief Mac. I appreciate you for sending me a donation. I always like to give acknowledgement or shout out to people who bless me. Sister Brandy, thank you so much for sending me a blessing. You sent me a Cash App blessing. Sister Sheila, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sending me something this morning. Sister Laura also sent me something. Brother Michael and Tamika, Jermaine, thank you so much for caring about me and sending me a Cash App blessing. You have left me messages too, and I can read those messages just a little bit later. Who else did I say? Laura, Reginald sent something. Kevin, thank you so much. Martha, wow, I appreciate you. Eunice sent something to me. And Dr. Pamela Hart. So thank you all for sending me a donation to my Cash App, $ Mama Kia 13. And if you all were here the other day, you know that what about 2 days ago, dear Brother Bey?
Sunday evening.
When was it?
Sunday evening.
Sunday evening. Our moderator said that live was serious. It was fire with you, Brother Jacob Bey. She said she loved your knowledge.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody that I know some of you have asked how you can contribute to him because you weren't sure when you went to the Cash App if it was him because it had another name there. It was him. It is Jacob Bey at $. What is it? $? All rights reserved.
All rights reserved.
That so if you want to check out that video, please do. I'll put a link here in the chat, and I'll also put it in the description section, and I'll pull it up a little later. But for those of you who wanted to know, you reached out and wanted to know how you could send him a blessing from that, for giving us that fire lecture the other day. It is all rights reserved, and I put it on the screen for you. All right, take it away. What do you think of? Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said they're answering the question about Calhoun. Somebody said Omar Lincoln Al Calhoun has 2 sons, JFK and RFK. Okay, so the Kennedys, we know the Kennedys and Trump, they're related, they're cousins. I know that from JFK Jr.
Can I break some of that down right quick?
Yes.
You remember the 3 assassinations that really took place in the 60s? Actually, it was 4 if you include Malcolm X, but let's start with JFK, RFK, and MLK, right?
Okay.
All that was a ritual. I mean,
JFK, RFK.
Think about it, because everything had to happen in 3s.
Yes.
And every last one of their last names started with a K, right? So as in KKK, right?
Whoa, yes.
Then if you have Robert Kennedy, Martin King, and even John Kennedy, you have R, M, and J.
Okay.
Well, R is 18, M is 13, so 18 and 13 is 31, and J is 10. 10 and 31 is 41.
Can you remind the people what you said about the numbers 41 and 14? Because you say a lot of things that they do will come up.
Yeah.
To 14 or 41.
So 41, if you break down 41, it means K-I-N-G, and you can break that down with your fingers. K is the 11th letter in the alphabet. I is the 9th letter in the alphabet. So 11 and 9 is 20. Then 14 is the, N is the 14th letter. So that's 20 plus 14 is 34. Okay. And G is the 7th. So 7 plus 34 is 41.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And the opposite of 41 is 14. That's why I was talking about Genesis 1:26. God said, let us make mankind in our image. So if you hold a 41 up in the mirror, it's going to reflect back as a 14. And that's where that really comes from. And that's where all the white supremacist ideology comes from. Like I said the other night, that if you look at the home of the KKK, Kennedy, King, and Kennedy, it's off of exit 14 in Pulaski, Tennessee.
Wow.
And it's right before you get to the state line of Alabama, because they had to be supreme to Allah, A-L-A, as in Alabama. So
one of them is white supremacy. King 41 is king, and 14 is white supremacy.
Right. So 14 is, N is also the 14th letter in the alphabet, and that's why I hate to say it this way, but that's why they had to call you 3 things: nigger, negroid, and negro.
Okay.
That was a whole, and you heard 10 for good buddy. That's 14, right?
Oh.
And when you have to do your taxes, you have to file a 1040. Ain't that 14?
Wow.
It was all a white supremacy. And please, people, hear me. I love everybody. There are so many good people. I've met so many good people, no matter the color, right?
Yes, sir.
But it's an ideology that took place.
Okay.
Even if you go back to the man, okay, so Pulaski, Tennessee is where the Trail of Tears began. Well, who was the president when they had the Trail of Tears? It was what's his name? Andrew Jackson. Right? Andrew Jackson was on the $20 bill. Right?
Right.
$20 bill. But he was also the 7th president. Dr. Kia, I'm going to let you do it. What's 20 times 7?
140.
Where's your 14?
Mm.
So it was all a white supremacist thing that they were doing. And then they made the indigenous people uproot them from their homes and made them move all the way into the Oklahoma territory. Right?
Okay.
So that happened. If you see the pictures that I sent you earlier, is there a way that you can post any of those?
Yes. Okay, now, I'm going to go to that. Can you, so what is this ideology of white supremacy? Because, you know, like you said, it's not necessarily about racism, or it's not necessarily about, you know, I don't think.
Well, for them, they had what's called the 14 words. And that was, you know, they had 14 words talking about how they had to keep their white race pure. But it's really more about keeping you from rising, keeping you from being able to rise, and keeping you from finding out who you really are, because they had to do this for 400 years. They had to keep you in that trial period for 400 years. And like I said the other night, the trial period is 40. That's why you got Jesus. They talk about Jesus in the wilderness for 40 days. They talk about Noah on the ark for 40 days and 40 nights. And they talked about Moses misled his people for 40 years. Right? It's a trial period. But see, 10 is God's promise and God's word. And if you do 10 times 40, it's 400. And like I said, they put our people into captivity on August 20th, 1619. And August 20th, 1619, add 400 years to that, is 2019, as in COVID-19. But if you look at what they said was the actual disease, look at the image for that. I don't know if you can bring that up.
Let's see. Okay.
Look up the COVID-19 image.
COVID-19.
I'm going to show you what that virus is.
Okay, image. Okay. Ooh. Here we go.
Okay, pull up the third picture. Are you the first or the third?
Okay.
Can you bring it up even more than that?
Let me see. I think so. Let me try it here. Oh. I'll click on the image. All right. Dang. Okay, wait. Can you see? Let me see if you can see it on your end.
I'm just hoping the other people who are listening can see that.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna bring it back up.
Okay.
I went to another link, but it didn't come up on your end.
But that's the correct image.
Okay, here we go. This here? Is that it?
Yeah. Okay, now watch this. All you're looking at, you see how everything in red is shaped like a pyramid?
Wow. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you see the whole white part?
Yes.
All they're saying is, all they're talking about is the copper colored people are taking over the white man's world.
Wow.
That's all they showing you. We have returned. The 400 years are over, and the prophecy must be fulfilled, because the descendants of Abraham are the heirs to the world. So that has to happen. Now, those little two specks in the middle that are orange.
Yes, right here. I see it.
You remember what I said about Agent Orange?
Yes.
And that represents the man and the woman who are now going to be wearing the orange uniforms because they were the ones who were lying to the American people about who they really are, and now they're going to be going to prison for violating the Constitution, violating their rights, putting our people into captivity and all this other stuff. You must pay for the sins of your fathers and your forefathers. This is the real deal.
Dang. Okay. And why did they call President Trump Orange Man?
Agent Orange.
Okay.
Just letting you know that orange is the new white. As they say, orange is, you know how they say orange is the new black?
Yeah, they had a whole show out about that, didn't they?
Yeah, like I said, it's the people who did the all the gatekeepers, so to speak. And your gatekeepers are the ones who are the presidents of the banks who were denying our people loans, the presidents of the mortgage companies that were denying our people housing. And it was all based on fraud because they were taking our credit and they were not allowing us to have access to our own trust accounts, right? So they all committed fraud. Anyone that's in politics, anybody who's a judge or an attorney, and you know the Latin word for attorney means to turn over your rights in your property. To attorn. You see? And if you know anything about Latin, it's called the dead man's language.
Yeah.
And it was created in the 4th century. You remember I told you the other night, 4 means death?
Yeah.
This is real. Okay. So I don't know if you have any of those pictures I sent you though.
Okay. Yes. Speaking of the prophecy you were talking about, Michael the Juice Harris said Genesis 15:12-14 is the prophecy of the 400-year bondage. 1619 to 2019. Oh, okay. Then that's when they had the COVID, 2019. Then the judgment, 2020, the Roman Empire. Now comes the great substance in our executor's office.
That's right. And if you do 20, as in 2020, the judgment that happens in 2020, well, 20 times 20 is what, Dr. Kidd? 400.
400? Yeah.
Yeah.
400 years.
And that's when COVID, they announced COVID.
Yeah, that is when they announced the COVID. And it's called COVID-19.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now you want me to bring up some of the images. What's the first one? I have a few.
Yeah, the one I wanted to start with, wait a minute. I was talking about the Pope and the tree of life.
Yes.
If you have that, please bring that up. Because that ties in what you were talking about, even for you to do this live show right now.
So for those of you that are just coming in, family, we read an article that said that the Colombian president made an announcement before the world at the United Nations that only the Black people are the original indigenous people of the Americas. That's what made me want to do this live today. Because this aligns with what we've been talking about us not being African. We didn't come from African slave ships. We're not African American. We're not Negro. We're not colored. We're not Black. We're the indigenous, autogenous people that sprung from the soil, the original people. And as I told you on 1985, I said this before, that in 1985, the United Nations stated that the Black people here in America are the oldest indigenous people on the planet. So that aligns with what the Colombian president said. And I put the article in the chat for you. And I will also put a video or a clip of him saying it in the description section. So what am I bringing up, Brother Jacob?
You can bring up any of those images, but I would like for you to bring up as many as you can. And okay. I'll tie it all together.
Okay, some of them, for some reason, one of them won't come up. I don't know which one. The first one you sent me about Chicago.
Bring that up.
Okay. And you can tell, can you tell the people, because you had told me there's something stored in Cook County and Chicago, so maybe that's
the land deeds to all of America are in they were filed by CM Bey. It says 222 AA 141 transitioning from white supremacy to the king. Now, okay, now look at that image. Bring it up.
And Cook County is in Illinois.
That's
okay.
right. You know, Noble Drew Ali is buried in Cook County in the same, and in that same cemetery is Emmett Till, as an ET. Right?
Oh, okay. Okay, you did say that.
Yeah. You know, that's why they made ET, the character, look like when they said Emmett Till got all banged up and everything and murdered. That's why he looks like that. And ET said, phone home. Home. H-O-M-E. H is 8. O is 15. That's 8 and 15 is 23. M is 13. 23 plus 13 is 36. E is 5. 36 plus 5 is 41. Phone home to the king. I'm the king.
All right, King.
That's why Dorothy said, no place like home. No place like home. No place like home. Right?
Yes.
And she was trying to get back to Kansas because Kansas was the birthplace to the Federal Reserve.
Oh.
You remember the brother that ran the Federal Reserve out of Kansas was Herman Cain. And you remember I said Herman Cain, HC like Hillary Clinton. H is reversal and everything in 3. C is the third letter. So what it is, he said, I got plan 999. 999. What'd you see 999 normally with? Gold.
Purity of gold. Yep.
The purity of gold. The purity of silver.
Silver. Yep.
Right? And then they say Emmett Till was murdered in Money, Mississippi at the age of 14. So it was a white supremacist murder, even though he was born in the year 41.
Oh my goodness. My goodness.
This is the thing. So what I'm showing you on this picture right here, it says Cook County, Illinois begins guaranteed income program.
Whoa, I see it.
Meaning that the mayor of of Cook County, Chicago is Upper Egypt. Chicago is Upper Egypt. Okay. So and that's why the largest Egyptian museum is based out of Chicago. That's why you had Barack Obama. You remember I just said HC, Herman Cain, Hillary Clinton, right? It was a reversal. So they said Obama was from where? Hawaii. But then he did his politics in Chicago. HC.
Oh my God.
It's a reversal.
Okay.
Right? So now they're giving the money back to the people every month.
Right?
I
see.
Now,
Guaranteed.
I also said the number 46 means a transition in power.
Yes.
Right? If you look at the number above the heading, it says 479 4664. So that's 46 forward and 46 in reverse. They were reversing the spell. And that's happening right now.
How are we supposed to know all this that you're sharing?
I'm letting you know.
Oh, right. You are the master teacher. I call you the master teacher.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I kept telling you with Donald Trump, with the MA Make America Great Again cap that he wears, he always has 45 through -47.
Yeah.
And I said the average of 45 and 47 is what? 46.
Yeah.
If y'all somebody
1 minute. People are saying they're really enjoying his teaching. If you want to support his teaching, then family, he is coming out with a book. So I'm going to put his link in the comment section so you can get on the pre-order for a list for him. And if you are interested in supporting his work as he continues to publish it and, do all the work it takes to make his dream a reality, you can send him a gift to All Rights Reserved. Okay, go ahead.
It's $, All
Dollar
Rights
sign.
Reserved.
Cash App, $, All Rights Reserved. Go ahead, keep cooking. I apologize.
If you have another image, you can pull it up. I'm going to link all this stuff together.
Okay, link it to Gulliver.
You can go to the next one. I don't mind. The next one is the Pope in front of the Tree of Life.
I don't think I got that one, but you sent it to me the other day.
I sent it to you just now. I'll resend it.
Oh, wait a minute. I see you just sent me something. Is that the Google search? No, that's not it.
Well, you can pull that up too.
Where's the Tree of Life? Send me the one which one you want to go first?
Whatever one you can find.
Okay. Then send me the Tree of Life when you can. Let me see. But this Google. Oh.
Did it come up?
Yes, the head of Christ, that picture.
That's fine. You can do that. Do that.
Let me show you what came up when I clicked on that. And I don't know if this is the right thing. Is that it?
That's fine. You can do that. You can do that.
Click on this here or no?
No, just show them that. Show them that. You remember I said 40 means a trial period?
Yes.
All right. That picture that they gave us, their Jesus, their image of Jesus came out in 1940.
I see it. The head of Christ is a 1940 portrait. Yes. Wow.
Right?
Yes.
And they had to give you that because they wanted you to know that they couldn't come out with something in 1941 because they know that 41 is the true king. And the true king was the copper-colored man who was, skin like bronze, hair like wool, and eyes like fire.
Wow.
So they gave you their version of their king, which was that trial period that I was telling you about.
Okay.
40.
The head of Christ, also called the salmon head. Never knew that.
Well, he said salmon head. It wasn't he a fisherman of men?
Yes.
Ain't salmon a fish?
These people are hilarious.
Right? And you talk about Jesus said, I'll be with you till the end of an age, the age of Pisces, and Pisces is the fish. Salmon.
And that age is over now, right?
That age is over. AI.
Okay.
That's why they gave our brother Allen Iverson, AI, a statue in front of the Philadelphia Coliseum or whatever that was this year, right?
Yes.
Because Philadelphia is the home to the Moorish government. And they're letting you know the Alpha and the Omega. A is 1 as in the Alpha, and 9 is the Omega. AI, 19.
What is the significance of them using numerology and all the codes?
That's God's language. God's language is numbers. And the significance of having to use numerology and codes and symbols is because the United States is a corporation, and a corporation cannot talk. So they got to do things in signs and symbols. The first 4 letters of corporation is CORP, as in corpse. It's dead.
Yes. Oh, that's not yours. What's your all rights reserved? What are your email? People want to know how they can contact you. Do you want them to contact you?
I mean, I'll give you that again. I'm going to text it to you so you can just.
Okay.
And you can pull up the next image if you don't mind while I'm doing that.
Sure. Let me get up here. Okay, that was another image of the Google. No, Now this one they're saying there's a problem. Nope, it didn't come up. Okay. There was a flag you sent me. I'm gonna see if I could pull
Oh,
that
pull
up.
up the flag. Pull up the flag.
Okay.
I'm gonna show these people what's really going on.
Okay, now that didn't, you sent it to my phone, so now I'm gonna try to send it to my email. Sometimes I'll send things to my email, and from my phone, it takes forever for it to load.
Well, you could just pull up the gay pride flag on
Okay.
your Google, and
Okay.
you can skip all that.
Okay. You just want the image?
Yeah, pull up the image that has it has like a pyramid on the side of it.
Oh, I see it.
Pull it
Yes.
up.
Okay, hold on. Let me get close. Get visit. Where is that at? I hope you're enjoying this, family. If you're enjoying it, please hit the like button. Make sure you rewatch the video and share the video. That will help the algorithms. Is this it?
Girl, yeah.
Okay.
Now, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
So you know, in the Bible, the rainbow represents God's promise and God's covenant never to flood the earth again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're never going to be under the commands of water again. That's why in Revelations 2:1, it talks about God said there'll be a new heaven and a new earth and no more sea. No more being flooded out, right? That's the promise, right? And anytime you see these X's in the sky, and I don't know if you've seen the X's in the sky, but the X's, these planes are making X's everywhere in the sky. So when you see the X, they're saying X is 10, as in God's promise and God's word.
Okay.
And X is also representing Egypt. Okay. See, if you fly over a pyramid and you see the X, I mean, you see a pyramid going over a pyramid, you see the formation of an X. Okay. That's what it means. That's why you have a pyramid right here on the side. All you got to do is just turn it, turn it the other direction. And you'll see that it's a pyramid, right?
Yes.
And it's showing you who's on top.
Dark
by color. It's telling you it's telling you who's on top.
Okay.
It's the so-called black man's world, brown man, and then no more water. And that's blue is man, woman, and then Caucasian. I hate to even say that, but it gives you the pecking order.
Huh. What's the pink? What's this here?
Pink is woman.
Woman. Oh, man, woman.
Man, woman. But see, really, that's going to be reversed too, because the woman is actually going to be above man. See, that gay pride flag represented what they called LGBT.
Yes.
Let's break it down.
Okay.
Ready? L is 12. B is 2. 12 plus 2 is 14. LGBT. Wait a minute, no, I did that wrong. Okay. LG. G is 7. Okay.
LG.
So 12 and 7 is 19, and then you got B. That's 21. And T is 20. Wow. 20 and 21 is 41. So you're transitioning from a king where men are in charge. Then they changed it to LGBTQ. Q is queen.
Queen, get out of here.
So you transitioning from a king to a queen.
Wow.
And Q is 17. Right?
Yes.
So now if you can get that next picture that I was telling you about with the Pope, Leo 14.
Can you send it back? You sent it to my phone?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Okay, if you don't, let's see. The Pope.
But I can tell you this. When they first created the Bible.
I see it. Sorry, I missed it.
Okay, just post whatever you can post. I'm going to tie it all together.
Okay.
Q is 17. Okay.
Yes.
So now, back when they created the Bible, that's called the Nicaea Council. That happened, and that's another white supremacy thing, just so you know.
322, was it 322?
No, that was your very first Juneteenth.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It happened on June 19th of 325 AD.
Okay.
Okay. So if you do that to today's date, you got 1700 years ago. 17 is Q, as in the QFS. That's why they're giving this money back to these people down in Cook County, Illinois.
Why?
Chicago is Egypt. Everything that's in your trust account, says QV account, is now going back to the people.
All people, everybody?
Well, the thing about Nasara Jasara, not everybody's going to have their wealth on this land. You got to go back to where you originated from to have your Jubilee.
That's true. Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Right? Even the undocumented immigrants who were the colonists, right? Those who took your land illegally, right? Their children benefited from that stolen land, right? That was theft. I don't know how they're going to benefit like that, but they have to go back to where they originated and then have to deal with the laws of that land. And then maybe, asking for forgiveness or whatever they got to do, atonement. Then they can then have their heaven on earth once they do those things.
Okay.
They got to atone for what had happened to God's chosen people. Right?
Okay.
So, Pope Leo the 14th, he comes out with, having this big coronation with this tree of life. Okay? It's huge. There you go. He comes out with the tree of life, right?
Yes.
So everybody around him is wearing black because black means death. Right? And he's trying to resurrect the dead. You're no longer dead. We're going now into everlasting life.
Hold on. I think I got out of the picture. 1 minute. He's trying to resurrect the dead. So this is a ritual.
Yes.
Sounds like you're saying. Okay.
Yes, and that happened either late yesterday evening or today. I believe it was this morning, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now let me remind you, 17 means Q. So this was 1700 years ago today. That's happened. And if I really want to be exact, 1700 years, 5 months, and 13 days, just to be just spot on. Okay. But what's happening is you have the tree of life. Now, what movie is best associated with the tree of life? Avatar, right?
Okay.
So everything in threes, like I said the other night, that's the Trinity. So you had the first Avatar, then the second Avatar was about the water. Now you got the next Avatar, which is about the fire and ash, right?
Okay.
And that comes out on the 19th of December. And that's 17 days from today. 17 is Q.
Wow, right.
Right?
Yes.
And they were called the Navi. The Navi. Watch this. Navi. NA is 141. Letting you know that you're transitioning from the white supremacy to the king, and V as in Egypt of the West. And if you really want to get deep, V as in V1I6, you know what the supremacy clause in the Constitution is.
What's that?
The supremacy clause saying all treaties must be the supreme law of the land. Article 6, Section 2 of the Constitution. which is 62. 62 is the reversal of 26. I said Genesis 1:26. God said, "Let us make mankind in our image." So if mankind is 26, the reversal of 26 is 62. 62 is God. The supremacy clause, Article 6, Section 2. You're the supreme.
Wow.
Treaty.
Wow.
I believe that's the same year that the group The Supremes came out in 62.
Let me see. When did the Supremes come out?
And everything in threes. I believe that's when they did.
I see. It says 1960s, 60s, but let me see. Okay, we can look that up later.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. The group signed with Motown Records in 61 and released their first album, Meet the Supremes, December 1962.
Ain't I bad?
He was bad.
Ain't I bad?
He was a bad.
Yeah. Cash out me $, all rights reserved.
You a fool. If you want to support Brother Jacob Bey, please feel free to send him a cash app at what did you say? $. He's crazy. $, all rights reserved. If you want to get on his mailing list for his book when it comes out, somebody says, yes, 6 + 2 = 8, which is God. And
That's
somebody
correct.
said Janet was born in 62.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
What is your email address? Because I want people to be able to get on the list for the pre-order.
I had texted that over to you.
You texted over to me.
Yeah.
Mary. Hi, Mary. Is it? I always get your name wrong. Mariosa says, lovely Dr. Kia, and only you're amazing, dear. She always has such beautiful, sweet things to say to me.
I want to say it.
Awesome
Can I try her name? Can I try her name? Mary Osati?
Mary Osati. Sorry about that. Thank you. Mary Osati.
Yeah, you go.
Thank you. This is amazing, they're saying. Oh, glad to hear Road to Ruta has changed his disposition. I'll have to look him up again. Oh, Road to Ruta has been talking about the Pharaoh's Gold for a while, and how President Trump was the only president that actually got an audit. He asked for an audit of the Pharaoh's Gold there. I heard him say that, I want to say 2 years ago. And he was one of the first ones to come out publicly as an ex-banker to say that their Pharaoh's gold is there, Egyptian artifacts are there. And what did he say? That's one of the reasons why they don't let you hike there. He is also the person that I know, one of the first persons in the banking industry to talk about a return to the gold standard. Because, a lot of people didn't want that information out. Even when I would talk about gold, I would get flagged and have my videos taken down. But Big Swear he held to, Big Swear's from the Road to Ruta. He held to his thesis that we would return to a gold standard because he had, as an ex-banker, stumbled upon some of the writings from the Federal Reserve. And what they did was they hid information in coloring books that they produce about how we will return to gold. So go to the Road to Ruta family if you want to learn more about the secret to return back to gold. And it's actually the Federal Reserve who published books saying, these colored books saying that they will return back to gold. They're the ones that took us off the gold standard and they said, it was unsustainable and they'll return to the gold standard. So that's Road to Ruta, ROADTOROOTA. And then gentleman's name that runs that show is Bix, B-I-X, Beer, I think it is, or Weir, W-E-I-R. I yield the floor back to you. Thank you so much for that comment. And thank you guys for sending me Cash App blessings. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Who was that just sent that to me? Thank you so much. I'll acknowledge you, but I want to let you keep cooking.
The Grand Canyon is, it really begins in Utah.
Okay.
And it goes all the way into Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And if you start with Utah, the abbreviation for Utah is UT. U is 21 and T. U is 21 and T is 20. That's 41, right? And then they're known for the Mormons. They're letting you know. And see, Utah is the birthplace for the original Moabites. That's where the Moab is in Utah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And they're also known for the Latter-day Saints, Latter-day Saints,
LDS.
LDS. And like I said, opposite of you, who is the true Moor, you're the true Moor man or Moor woman. Latter-day Saints is nothing but an acronym for Lucifer, devil, and Satan.
Oh Lord. Whoa. Whoa.
And that's where they keep all of these files on our people in the caves. That's the Latter-day Saints where they hold that stuff, right? But also held in the caves is the gold and our Egyptian heritage, and some of it goes down as deep as Anunnaki heritage. You know, you go into all that, and you have a Sphinx that is older than the one that's over in Africa. You have all kind of stuff that's there.
So somebody was just asking, what can I ask you? Can you ask Brother Jacob Bey the significance of 8-pointed star? I've been given signal to research, and I've noticed a couple indigenous women wearing 8-pointed stars.
Well, we know 8 is infinity.
Okay.
8 is infinity, and we are the star children.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I can see that. And now I don't know anything really beyond that.
Okay.
Now, if I don't know, I will say I don't know, but I will do the research to find out. But I do know 8 is infinity, and we are the star children. That's why in Hollywood they call you stars. But what's crazy is because they considered you to be dead and lost at sea, just like the upper left-hand side of that U.S. flag, where you have blue, that blue area is the sea, and there's 50 stars inside of the sea. That represents you being dead and lost at sea. And when they have these American Music Awards and Grammys and Oscars and all that, you get an award because they got to make you a ward of the state because you are dead and lost at sea.
Wait, so when they get awards, who are they making award of the state? Them or us?
No. We are all awards of the state.
Everybody.
When that birth certificate, when the parent didn't claim the child.
Okay.
You know, when you were born. So now you became an award of the state. So that's why they always have to hand out awards to these stars. You get it?
Yeah. Yes, sir. What's the next image?
Whatever you have. If you haven't pulled it up already, you know, let me see what I got.
Okay. Thank you to, let's see, Sister Sheila, Sister Laura. Also, thank you for sending me a blessing, sending me a gift. Walter, thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless you. And Sister Retha, I appreciate you so much for your contributions, your Cash App blessings.
Pull up the image of the avatar thing that I sent you.
Okay.
Where it looks like an indigenous woman.
I don't remember that.
You see that? You don't see that?
Let me see.
It's in the text.
Okay. See the Pope. No, see the flag. Okay, indigenous woman. And if you all would like for Brother Jacob Bey to come back and go more into detail, because he's done a phenomenal job today. You want to see some detailed information on how all this is happening and what's going on behind the scenes and how all of their curses are being reversed, then please look at Sunday Nights Live. Sunday Nights Live is powerful. I'll put that link in the description section, and I'll put it in the chat as well. In the meantime, if you desire to support Brother Bey because he is writing a book, you can send him a Cash App to $, all rights reserved. That's all lowercase. Oh yeah, I did see this. Okay. Thank you, family, for being here. Thank you for 800 people being in the chat. Please hit the like button. That's a beautiful picture. Hold on. Let me send it to my other email as well. So everything's being reversed. And do you anticipate that things was kind of speed up before the beginning of the next year? Or what are your thoughts about that?
It's happening as of today.
As of today.
It's happening as of today. And you remember I said, really, it's tomorrow because, you know, I told you.
Third.
Not yet everything in threes, but it also is 12-3, 123. Right.
And what did you say about 123 the other day?
Because 41 times 3 is 123.
And everything in threes, yes.
And everything in threes. So therefore, everything. You remember the first big song that Michael Jackson had with the Jacksons?
1, 2, 3. It's easy as ABC or something like that.
Girl, you dyslexic today. Okay, it's
ABC.
There you go. ABC is 1, 2, 3, right?
Okay.
And he was known as the king, right? The king of pop. And also Indiana is right off of Highway 41.
Somebody said something here that I wanted to bring up. Oh, he said correct, but it was something. What'd you say, Cole? Oh, here you said. He said gematria. Batman. Gematria Batman equals Nasara. Robin equals Jasara. Oh, this is gematria. Batman equals Nasara. Robin equals Jasara.
But even with Batman, watch this. And while I'm saying this, can you pull up that image, that last image? Okay. So even with Batman, Batman was known to wear a cowl. A cowl, that's the hood that he puts on his head, right?
Yes.
All right. It's called a cowl.
Okay.
COWEL. That's what how it's spelled. Well, COW equal 41. C is 3, O is 15, 3 plus 15 is 18, and W is 23. 18 and 23 is 41. And L is God, Elohim. Kal-El, the king is God. You know how they say God is good, you know, God is good and good, whatever they say. But God is good.
All the time and all the time.
And all the time, God is good. And see, I had my dyslexic moment too. Right?
Yeah.
Well, they saying God is king because GOOD is 41 and 41 is king. God is king all the time. And all the time,
God is good.
There you go. All right, now, you see this avatar thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The way I see it is the time of the video.
Okay, let me look. The time
you see it at the bottom?
2:26.
2:26. What is next year?
2026.
2026. Take the 0 out and you got 2:26. And didn't I say 46 means a transition in power?
Yes.
2 plus 2 is 4, and you got 6, 46. Right? And 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10, and 10 is God's promise and God's word. That's the X. Egypt.
X-Men.
Yes.
Egypt. X marks the spot. X marks the spot. Come on through here.
This is the return of Egypt. We good, girl. They letting you know.
Highway 41 is Lakeshore Drive.
But watch this, brother. Watch this. Watch this. Even in Tennessee, it takes you down. 41 takes you down a road called Murfreesboro Road. Murfreesboro, land of the free Moors. You got to know what this is. Yep. So they put it in signs and symbols everywhere. The thing is, the United States government cannot talk. They have to give it to you in signs and symbols. That's why they call it the Morse code.
Morse code, yeah.
But see, they spell it the way they spell it to throw you off. But it's the Morse code. It's the code of the Moors.
Let me ask you a question. So who are these Moors? Like, we're Moors, and then the people that came from Europe, they were Moors too, right? The ones that brought the Europeans.
Yeah, you got good Moors and dirty Moors, but you got Moors everywhere. And all Moors really mean is just you belong to the land, right? Popeye the Sailor was a Moor.
Popeye the Sailor.
Yeah, he always moored back to the land. A ship moors back to the land. When they had the Olympic, they were showing the Moors mooring back to the land. That's the whole thing that happened down in Alabama with the brother, that little fiasco down in Alabama. You remember
the Alabama Brawl? My son and I did a whole podcast on that.
And they said he was mooring back to the land.
They sure did. That whole brawl was about returning back to the land, wasn't it?
Correct.
That's why the guy who owned the ship, his name was Shipman.
Yep.
It was docked there. And remember, I think the guy came out of the ship, and I don't know if he was some kind of captain or something. He threw his hat up. It was like a smoke signal.
That was the signal
for them to start brawling or fighting.
Yeah.
And then the so-called black folks that start mooring from the ship to come help in the fight. It was a whole fiasco. It was, and people thought it was like, oh, blacks and whites are fighting. Ha ha ha. We're getting back at white folk. And I was like, y'all need to see the bigger thing. This isn't about complexion, color. This is about the end of the maritime law, admiralty laws, why the ship was on the water, and the Moors mooring back to shore, docking their ship. Like, the Moors really coming back, taking control. So maybe it is about race. So I don't think it's about race, but the Moors mooring back, turning everything back over to the land.
Yeah.
Alabama, bro.
That's
why?
What it really is.
And now, why did that? You mentioned Alabama. Why did that happen in Alabama? What was the significance?
ALA.
Allah. You know, Allah is a feminine word. I've been taught. And speaking of that,
you're correct.
It is.
You're correct.
I am a correct or incorrect?
You're very correct. Okay,
it's a feminine word. When you showed that pyramid, you said that the feminine energy is going to return and be over the man. Can you say what that means?
Well,
is that feminism? What does that mean?
No. If everything is going back to natural law,
yes,
natural law, land, air, water, right?
Land, air, water, law. Okay.
So everything goes back to Mother Nature.
Oh.
Now Mother Nature can't be a man; it's a woman.
Okay. So everything's going back to Mother Nature. It's not necessarily about gender, or is it? It's like the feminine.
No, well, okay. The feminine energy always has been the primary source of the universe. Has always been. That's why you don't even have the gender reveal until after 3 months, because everything starts off with feminine energy. We don't have. You can't tell if it's a penis when they have the ultrasound.
That's true.
Everything starts off with feminine energy.
Yeah, my daughter studied biology because she was going to be a medical doctor. And she told me when she was so excited when she learns, like, Mom, they actually teach us that everything starts off feminine energy, or, what they call female. And then, she was telling about how different body parts change. Like, I think she said what did she say? The testicles are the ovaries that drop.
Yep.
They both have breasts. And she went into detail. I can't remember everything. I think the phallus or the penis is the clitoris elongated.
Yeah.
And then it was just amazing how she was sharing those things with me that we aren't taught.
Yeah, if you ever see one of those, you walk away.
You said walk away.
It's funny.
Any other images you have? Oh, somebody said Irish. Hi, brother Cole. One film again. Irish are the blackamoors. And interesting. Yeah. And the ones that's from Sicily, the ones that are from Sicily, they know about their Moorish heritage. They will talk about how their grandparents and great grandparents were dark complected. But I don't know about the other Irish. I don't know if they'll tell it.
Well, I forgot which princess it was.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Italian. I'm sorry. Italian. Sicily is Italian. I'm sorry. You said Irish. Forgive me. The Irish are the blackamoors. And that might be why they had the red hair. They do have that
right.
melanin. But go ahead. What are you going to say?
Well, you like I said, we're all over the earth.
Yes.
All over the earth.
Dr. Kia, my gram was a Moor. She was Cherokee and Mandan Indian. Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, you know how they used to always say, your ancestors used to always say, but you got a little Indian in you, right?
Mm-hmm. They would always tell us that you got Indian in your family.
You got Indian in you. They never said you got some slave stuff from Africa in you. They never said that because no.
Mm-mm.
First, let me say this thing about the Indians, and then I want to say something about the slaves.
Okay.
The whole thing about the whole Indian thing, and most of them are on the most of those fictitious tribes. Let me just say that.
Okay.
Were on the other side of the Mississippi River, going out west, and they call them Indian reservations, right? And the reason why they call them Indian reservations is because they have to reserve the land for you when you wake up.
Wow.
Once you wake up, you have to go back and get your land. They're just reserving it for you.
Okay.
That's all that means. And then I'm going to go back to this whole slave comment. Well,
Okay.
the Atlantic Ocean, the Passover was a lie. The Atlantic Ocean is the most treacherous water on earth. Even during summertime, that water is still freezing cold. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you get on if they said, and now remember now, the name of the company back then when they supposedly made these ships was called White Star. White Star didn't just exist with the Titanic. It came out over a century before then, right?
Okay.
And they made these wooden ships, right? And if they made these wooden ships, they would have to have enough supplies to be able to make sure that people could live to get from one continent to another, right?
Right.
But if the Atlantic is so treacherous, and these people were butt naked, that's what they said that the captives were. Damn near butt naked with loincloth on, right?
Yes.
Well, first of all, you're going to die. You got these metal chains around your ankles and around your wrists. Metal will freeze in that kind of climate, right?
Yes.
With the water splashing and all that. The wood boats would not have been able to handle the beating up of the water. They wouldn't have been able to handle it, right?
Yes.
We would have died of hypothermia. We would have died from sickness, which is hypothermia. And then they said we were defecating on each other.
They sure did.
Right? So if you're defecating and you got hypothermia, then it's a bad investment for any company to try to take people from one land to another. Right?
Okay.
You have to get the people who are already here. That's what they did. The ones that they captured were the POWs. That's why you got the POW flag at these post offices, letting you know that the original POWs was the Powhatan tribe. That's why Trump keeps on talking about Pocahontas.
He sure does. What is his role in this whole movie?
Because in the Bible, okay, we're gonna be asleep for 400 years. Sleep means to nod, N-O-D. But to wake up, you have to wake up at the dawn of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dawn is the reversal of nod, as in Don Trump, right? And Trump is the trumpet. That's the trumpet to wake you up.
I see.
And the trumpet can be a loud and obnoxious noise to some who want to stay asleep. But to those who wish to wake up, it's a beautiful sound.
It sure is.
Right?
It sure is.
All he's doing is waking up people.
Mm.
In the Bible it says, I don't know which verse, but it says Joseph had to return to the land of Nod, east of Eden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Land of Nod. Joseph, as in Joe Biden, had to return to the land of Nod, right?
Okay.
Land of Nod. L-O-D, as
land
in
of Nod.
land of, wait, no, L-O-N, and then you got land of Nod, as in London, England, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And that's, I want to say that's in Genesis 4:16. And the reversal of that is 6:14. Well, if you look up where the land of Nod is, it says the land of Nod is located in Spalding, is 614 Spalding Moor, England. Land of Nod. That's why they were showing this doggone Wizard of Oz thing now, the Wicked thing.
That Wicked movie, yeah. I wonder why they were showing that, and that movie they put out a year or two ago, but it's back out.
But all you got to do is it says Wicked for Good. For is it F-O-R or is it F-O-U-R? So for, then you got good, G-O-O-D. I just said that's 41. So that's 441. 441 means the Jubilee. The 400 years in the king. 400 is the 400 years. 41 is the king. 441 means the Jubilee. That's why you now seeing debt forgiveness. You seeing debt forgiveness. Now you're seeing money being returned back to its inhabitants. That's why you're hearing about the tariffs and everything, because you have people having to pay a tariff to the American people from all over the world, which a tariff ain't nothing but a tribute to the crown. And tribute. That's a tribute, right? Before we were paying a tribute to Christopher Columbus, right?
Yes.
Think about it. Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus' agreement with Queen Isabella was to be able to get 10% of everything he found in the Americas, right? So that's why they had a 10-mile radius called the District of Columbia, right? That's 10%. Then they put a church every 10 miles. You would see a church. All over the country, every 10 miles, you got to have a church. Right?
Yes.
Because all over the country, you had to pay a tribute to Columbus. Okay? And 10% is what they want you to give, which is called a tithe in a church. That's your tribute when you're tithing.
The people have a question. I was going to ask you this. Thank you for asking this question, Bart. What do you tell our people, indigenous people, that are still asleep and hate President Donald Trump? You just said he's here to wake us up. So what do we do?
Well, there's also a verse in the Bible that says God said that man shall perish for a lack of knowledge. And if you don't want to wake up to this, then you're going to perish.
Whoa.
It's real.
It is real.
You got to choose to wake up.
Choose you this day who you will serve.
And the only reason, you know, you and I, like I said, we've been talking behind the scenes now for at least 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the only reason why I'm talking now is because it's really time to wake the people up.
Mm.
We can't go through another day, another month, another year, and not be awakened to the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that era of Pisces is over with. We are totally in AI.
Mm.
And all AI is the Alpha and the Omega.
Mm.
We are the beginning and the end. A is 1, I is 9. 1 is the beginning, and 9 means the end of
That's
something. Right?
Yes.
We are the Alpha and the Omega, just like I told you with the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C.
Mm.
It's 19 feet above and 19 feet below.
Mm.
As above, so below, the Alpha and the Omega. He sits on a throne.
Mm.
And that's why King had the I Have a Dream speech in front of the throne. Because they did everything in threes that day. King is 41. Dream is 41. If you break it down gematria, that's 41. And then, like I said the other night, if you take a nickel, dime, and quarter, it equals 40 cents. When you add that copper-colored penny,
that part
are the descendants of Abraham, right? Mm-hmm. Abraham is on that copper-colored penny. Mm-hmm. 41. King.
The people are really enjoying you, and they're wondering if you have a YouTube channel. He doesn't. I just mentioned that yesterday when I was in the grocery store. I called you and I was like, "You need a YouTube channel."
I'm going to do it next year, and it's going to be fun next year because you know what's going to be fun about next year? I'm telling you why it's going to be so fun. Because we'll be able to reflect on these conversations and everything that we discuss has now come to pass. And we'll have a reflection on what God has done for our people. Okay? It's going to be a nice reflection. It's going to be a moment of goodness, a moment of joy. And this is everybody's blessing. I don't care what color you are. But see, it's going to be everybody's blessing to some degree. It's just not going to be meant for just one group of people.
Okay.
You know, it's not going to be that whole thing where you have this so-called white privilege, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Someone said 19 keys. Let me say, wait. Let me break down the word key.
Okay.
K-E-Y. K is 11, E is 5. 11 plus 5 is 16, and Y is 25, right? 16 and 25 is 41. See, that's why they call your house King's domain. You're the king of your domain. See, your home equals 41. Key equals 41. You need a key to get into your home.
Right. This is deep. Family, please watch his video from last Sunday because he talked about some of these things from Sunday that just passed, and he goes in depth. So let me show you what that video is, and he might come back and do a part 2. This could serve as a part 2, but he could cook for a while. We went a long time in that podcast the other night. Let me show the people what it looked like. It was on my lives. Sorry about that. Hold on, family. Let me show you. You had everybody that was joining in that chimed in loved that show from Sunday night, and that night across my social media where people can join in live. We had how many people did I tell you? We had
it was a lot.
It was over 10,000 just tuning in that night because we were streaming from Rumble, Twitter, both of my Facebook accounts, YouTube, and another one. I can't think of the other one. Oh, Instagram.
Right.
So this is it. This is him right here. I don't know if y'all can see that screen, but it's not. Okay. Let me see. I want to show y'all the big. This is what the cover looks like of that video. So you want to go and look at that video. It was amazing. It was amazing. People asked questions. People took notes. It was just a beautiful show. Also, let me say, because I'm about to wrap up, let him say the last words because I want to be off. We've been on almost 2 hours. So special shout out to you all for joining in at the last minute. Thank you so much. And special shout out to you, Brother Jacob Bey, because I called you at the last minute and you agreed to come on. On tonight at 8:00 p.m., we're going to have a powwow, a tribal powwow. This is for all the Soul Tribe, no matter where you're from, all across the globe. I desire for you to come because we're going to be talking to Chief Pontiac, which is Chief Rod Hayes. Tonight, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to talk about how change is on the horizon, and it will align with what Brother Jacob Bey is saying. So after this podcast, I know some of you have to work, some of you have to run errands. Make sure you get something to eat. But just like you did for Brother Bey's podcast on Sunday, tonight I want you to come with pen and paper and lots of questions because Chief Rod Hayes has a lot of information on American history and on what's happening right now, the current events, and how we ought to prepare because it's going to be a glorious new golden age, family. I know a lot of people are talking about, what's happening on with immigration and how President Trump said he's going to stop things at the border and he's going to halt the asylum people seeking asylum. He's going to vet people when they come over here to America because he really wants to make sure America is safe. Well, Chief Rod Hayes is going to go into depth about that because I asked him, I said, is President Trump going to invoke the Insurrection Act, as he said 2 weeks ago he would do? And I want you to come back to hear his answer. So join us tonight, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for this podcast with Chief Rod Hayes, and it's called Change is on the Horizon. All right. Brother Bey, somebody wants to know, is the Black church keeping us asleep?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, wait. Are you sure?
Well, you remember I was talking about Area 51 the other night?
Yes.
And Area 51 is the 50 states plus Washington, D.C., right?
Yes.
All right, Area 51. And also said that Noah's Ark was 51 feet tall and 510 feet long. That too is Area 51. The Ark of the Covenant. And also said once you cross over into Area 51, that's what King said in his last speech. He said, one day we're going to get to the promised land. I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. One day we'll get to the promised land, but I won't get there with you. He was shot down in Egypt, Memphis, right? Okay. And he wasn't able to cross over into Area 51, which Arkansas, which is area code 501, right? And what do these churches get to have tax exempt status to keep you asleep? 501c3.
Whoa.
To keep you from getting your Area 51.
Oh my God. You be cooking. All right. You have given us so much to chew on, so much knowledge and information. I appreciate you. I love you, but I want to give you for this last maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 or 3. How about 3 minutes? What are your final words to the Soul Tribe?
I don't need 3 minutes. I'll say this. I'm just so grateful. I am so honored. I love everybody who's been in this chat, just, showing love and everything. And this is just the right time for me to be able to share my truth. I've been writing about this before COVID even started, because I knew that the 400 years was over with. And I also knew that the period of death is over with, because we've been in a period of death. Now we're going into everlasting life. Everything I said about this has now come to pass. I'm not trying to say I'm a prophet. I just see the world different. That's all. I just see the world different. And I knew that one day all of our people are going to be able to no longer be debt slaves or drowning in debt. We're going to be flying in credit. We're going to be flying in credit. Still I rise. See, you know, like I told you, the copper colored penny is facing the right. The right is the credit. We're the credit. Okay. That's why, like I said before, that's why they removed the U.S. Mint, stopped printing that doggone penny, because the United States government was stealing your credit. Right. And they ended on November 12th. 12. Right.
They did what on November 12th? They ended it?
They stopped printing the penny. I would advise anybody right now to gather up as many of the 2025 pennies that you can find, because that's going to really be worth a lot of money one day. Okay. But they ended it. Now, to show you something, 30 days from November 12th would be what? December the 12th.
Okay.
That's 12. 12 plus 12 is 24, and 24 means freedom. It means I don't know if anybody who's familiar with old school NBA basketball, but there was an NBA player whose name was World Be Free, and his jersey number was number 24, and that's just like Kobe Bryant's number was number 24. And he was how old when they said he died? 41. 41. So I'm saying is we're going into freedom. And 12 times 12 is 144. So it says that the 144,000 in the Bible will be chosen. But you're chosen because you're waking up the rest of the people. That's why you're chosen. It's not chosen because you're going to just come into wealth. You're chosen to wake people up. Right?
Yes, sir.
And your wealth is just having the goodness from the grace of God that you are chosen. He's going to bless you so many times over. It's ridiculous because he chose you. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
I only got one more minute before I have to get out.
Let me throw this last little gem at you.
Okay, because it'll come off.
Everybody was complaining about Shedeur Sanders being the 144th pick, the Cleveland Browns quarterback, but he was chosen. I said 12-12. His number is number 12. He's chosen. I'm gone. Thank you. I love you all.
Thank you. I love you. You too. I just didn't want to cut off. If you want to support Chic, Grand Teacher Jacob Bey, you can send him a cash app at $ all rights reserved, $ ALLSRIGHTSRESERVED. And you can send him an email also to De Jure Law. I think that was, where did I see that? It's in the chat. It's in the here, dejurelaw33@gmail.com. Tonight, join us with Chief Rod Hayes, also known as Chief Pontiac. He's going to go into even more greater detail on the changes that are coming, because change is on the horizon. And we're going to have a jolly good time. And we're looking forward to having the three kings on. This gentleman, Chic Jacob Bey, Chief Rod Hayes, and Chief Mac at some point. And we also want to get Sheik Moadeb Abi, because he also taught us a lot. So let me go ahead and thank you all before I get out of here. For those of you who sent me a cash app, thank you so much. You're still sending me blessings. I don't want to get cut off here. Let me see. Who is that? That is Sister Shauna, Sister Rita, Brother Walter, Sister Sheila. Thank you so much. If you want to keep supporting the show, chime in, join in. See you tonight. Thank you for sending me a cash app at $ Mama Kia 13. Good night, family. It's going to cut off, and I don't want to cut off without saying thank you so much for joining the show. We love you. Bye-bye. Bye, Jacob.
Bye.
Chic Jacob Bey. That's a new name for you. Bye, family.
Knowledge flow.